Let me explain a little bit the difference between the stabilizer adapter. Don't get them confused. Stabilizer adapter from Wicked Edge and Stabil-Rizer. They're similar products in the sense that they're both meant to allow you to achieve the same outcomes. They're just do it differently. This one, the stabilizer from Wicked Edge, just introduced, fits on the dual cam vices at this point. They're looking to expand it to the roller cam vices soon. It pushes the pins out so that they extend forward. That little bar flips over to give you a solid place to rest your knife, and then it snaps down. And then by adjusting the angle and the height here, you support the blade. If you choose to, you can go with a second one. Where did I lay it? I don't see where I put it. You can go with the second adapter and put it on. Oh, here we go. Then you go take the pins out, loosen up the clamp, take the pins out, put the second adapter in, and then you can support a knife up to 12 inches. Then when you're done, you just take it loose. You got to put the pins back in. No big deal. And they push all the way through. Make sure they're seated and they're even, and then you're back and your adapter is removed. You throw it in your bag. So for those guys that want something simple and easy on your base models, whether it be the Gen 4 Pro or the Wii 66 or the new Cobalt, the Wii 64, these snap right in. Low angle adapter, the same thing, all that snaps right in. The difference now between Clay's adapter and my adapter is, let me try to sit down. The difference is, like a guy or lady that's into bicycle riding. You know, you go once a month, you take your bike and you go meet your friend for a picnic at the park or something. So once a month you have to open up your trunk, take out the little quick throw on the back of your car, bike rack, you clip it on, you throw your bike on it and you go. Now for the guy that goes bicycle riding every afternoon and every weekend, he doesn't want to just throw that quick on, quick off bike rack and throw his bike rack on there. He probably gets a more substantial bike rack that fits into a receiver hitch on the back of the car. It's a little more substantial, it's a little more. That's the difference between Clay's adapters, which are for once in a while, quick on, quick off, easy, simple, functional, works perfect. This, if you can see here, the riser block, that's the receiver hitch. Once you put that receiver hitch on your car, it's there, it's bolted on, it stays there. And it's always there, and you always have the ability to use it when you slide something into it. And that's where we went with the Stabil-Rizer, the riser block with the receiver for the support rails, that's always there. So you, with the 1-inch riser block, maybe it's a little taller than 1 inch, you gain the ability to achieve low angle bevels easier than you could with a shorter height vise. So the geometry change by adding that riser block makes that change to the geometry. We used the riser block. I finally figured out my way of taking this machined piece that I could never figure out. When we started with the riser blocks, it finally dawned on me, because I make the rackets with all this aluminum. it finally dawned on me one day that we could make girders or I-beams or, call it what you want, a cantilever, but it could incorporate, as we did, into the receiver on the riser block. So the support mechanism is similar to Clay's in functionality. It's just a little more adjustable and functional, that you actually put this underneath the knife and you put the front one just as easy on the receiver. Slide it in, bolt it up with the wing nuts, and use it when you're done. Take the wing nut off, slip it off. So it has the adapter-like feel of the Wicked Edge Stabilizer, but the Stabil-Rizer has the riser with the receivers for the Stabil-Rizer support. So you always have that augmentation to your geometry. It's always there. And you can, if you want to, use the geometry and add the accessory part to Stabil-Rizer. And then this, when you clamp your knife, this you can bring up, and this is a physical clamp. This is pretty sturdy when it's all bolted together. So let me get this wing nut started. Just to give you an idea, the difference when I said the lightness, I used the bicycle rack simile. I think that's a good example. See, this is pretty solid. These girders, I-beams, are really rigid, and when you clamp up the knife, they give you a lot of adjustability and change, and there is variability that you can use 2 of these clamps if you need to. We have longer ones with offset clamps for even longer knives. So they are similar, but they're different. And they do, by the way, work together. Here is the Stabil-Rizer with the riser block and the receiver for the rails. And here is the Wicked Edge Stabil-Rizer. I have them both. There is a use for both of them. This is a very cool, quick on, quick off. It gives you some lateral support and stability. This gives you lateral support and stability, but it is more solid. This is more commercial, more functional, more for the guy that's out there making a living or trying to make a living sharpening knives. For the guy at home that has 1 or 2 chef knives and needs to support it, this is the way to go. You just, that's it. Snap it in, push the pins, lay that over and clamp your knife. If you want to use 2, you take the pins out, you come on the other side, fold that over, and it goes right in. And like I said, it is something that it's lighter duty, quicker to use than the Stabil-Rizer, but it's the same sort of thing. It doesn't quite have the length as you see and the adjustability and the sturdiness, but it is an excellent aid, like everything. Low angle adapter, small knife adapter, scissor. It's an excellent adapter that everybody should have in their kits. Take it out, don't lose the pins. The pins go right back in. Nothing to it. These pins, once in a while, you have to maintain them. Maybe take a little extra fine sandpaper. I work with whetstones. I can see some tarnish, some rust on my pins. I had to do a little maintenance on them when I pushed them out. And let's see, put that back in, raise, and there we go. And then we're back. Stabil-Rizer. This is the Stabil-Rizer, one word. Stabil-Rizer, because it has a riser. And the knife stability. The Stabil-Rizer clamps the knife and clamps the knife solid. This is a quicker, easier thing. It simply supports the knife, and there is a physical contact. This groove in here is well thought out, and it is designed to twist and grab the spine, but it's not a clamp. It is a holder, but it's not a clamp. So they're different. They're for different thought processes, different users. One is the quick on, quick off, like the bike rack you take out of the trunk, and the other one is for the more involved user that wants something that's a little more substantial. They both work extremely well. I don't know how I could do without one or the other, but we do have the Stabil-Rizer with the riser block, and the Stabil-Rizer from Wicked Edge, the new adapter they just introduced. This one, I don't want to talk price. I think this is $90. The Stabil-Rizer is priced at $160, so they're comparable. The Stabil-Rizer comes with both the front clamp and the rear clamp, all the hardware, and it is something that you bolt on. It does take some assembly, and you bolt on the riser block with the receivers for the sliders. You do bolt that on, and it does stay there all the time, so you are able to work with the riser block to gain that low angle range. If you need to gain on the wide angle side and you can't achieve that, then you might want to look to add some accessories like Mr. Fuller is making. He doesn't have anything yet for this. This is a new unit. I don't know that I would need to adapt it. I don't lose enough on the low angle side using the Gen 4 that it becomes a limited sharpener. In other words, it's limited in its ability and its range and its variability. So when you raise the vices, you favor the low angle range. What happens is you lose a couple degrees on the high side and you gain a couple degrees on the low side. So it's a balancing act. These accessories that I offer, that I've designed with my buddy Doug, these are to work with the Wicked Edge and not to disrupt it. Just like Clay's bolt-on accessories, there's a place in everybody's kits for both of them if you sharpen enough knives of enough variety of size and shape. I hope I gave you a good comparison. I'm going to try to look at this and see if it made sense, and we'll go from here.